because then I can find it later.
If it was on the computer.
I am not like technically savvy. So, okay, I'm just going to jump right into it. Thank you for making time, making this a priority, and tuning in. So did anybody not hear about the promotion for the All Access Challenge Pack this month? It's $160.
I heard about it.
Good. This is like a huge deal. Like, I never thought this would be this price. I was actually shocked when it was $200. I was really surprised it was $200 because even as a coach, I was having to buy all my new programs every time they came out with one. And so for them to do it at $200, I was super excited about it. And I've only sold All Access passes since that came out. And now for it to be $160, like, this is huge. So this is the month to really build momentum and to hustle, to reconnect with people that they had price objections before. If you've been connecting with people, then you can say, I thought of you. I thought this might be a better time for you because it's $40 cheaper. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So really add value to it, but make sure when you're promoting it, you're not an infomercial. You're not a billboard. You need to add value to it. If you didn't hear the National Wake Up Call today, it is one of the best ones we've had. It's like ever. It was with Chalene Johnson, and she is a social media like guru. She does trainings on how to build your business through social media. So it was just really good. It just talked about sharing your experiences. And Heather, she's not on the call today, but she messaged me and said, for people that I've already word vomited to, or was this Rachel? I can't remember who. No, this was a separate question. So Heather asked me, she said, oh, hey, Heather, I was just actually addressing your question you did earlier. She said, like, how do I address, like, Beachbody On Demand and, like, encourage people that aren't going to do the same workouts as me? Because at first that was me. I was doing all these, different workouts, and people couldn't relate to me because I was bigger, but now I'm smaller, and some people can't relate to me because I'm not bigger, even though I was. You know what I mean? So you just have to talk about how when I post my sweaty selfie, I'll also say, I love that I can choose whatever workout I want. And if there's a program that I start and it's not jiving with me, I can pick a different one. So you can talk about how it's like Netflix of workout programs. You have to not use coach lingo. You need to explain what it is exactly you're doing. And you have to remember, no one sees your posts. So if you're saying the same thing over and over again, don't be like super repetitive, but you have to remember that if you're building relationships with new people, if you're adding to your network, when I say, who wants to join my challenge group, I've been coaching for over a year. People are still like, what's a challenge group? Are you a coach? Do you make money from that? Like, people have no idea, even people that have been following me. So you just have to remember that you need to explain and add value to it to really show. It's almost like you're showing bits of the challenge group on social media so people get a little glimpse of it. Sometimes you might even notice that some of my posts that I do in our challenge group, like if we're talking about what you need to forgive yourself for or overcoming fears, I'll go live and talk about those same topics on Facebook and Instagram because I'm trying to add value to people's lives and give them a little glimpse of what it would be like to be a challenger. So just with that mindset, trying to add value to people's lives, that makes it easier to have conversations with people. Just like be interested in them. Ask them lots of questions because that'll help the conversation flow. And if you end on a question, they're more likely to respond to you. And if the conversation kind of dies out, that's what follow-up is. You have to message them. And I always use the same one. I always say, hey, I don't know if you got my last message. If you're anything like me, you read it but couldn't respond right then because of your kids or something, and then you forgot later, because that's what I do all the time. And so everyone can relate to that. And 9 times out of 10, people say, oh my word, yes, I totally forgot, and I'm still interested. If you don't actually get them to join the challenge group like the first time you're talking to them, which is going to be the case, you guys, it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. I always ask, would you like me to keep you in the loop with other challenges, free groups, webinars, those types of things? Would that help you out, type of thing? And pretty much every single time they say yes. Sometimes they're like, no, I'm just really not interested at all. And then I know that I'm still like connecting with them, but they're not at the top of my list. They're not going to be one that I'm going to follow up and invite again over and over and over again. I need to move on and replace them, not replace them, but like add someone else to the list that might benefit from it. And that doesn't mean that you've written them off. It just means that they're not ready. And eventually they'll keep watching you and they're probably going to come around, because I don't ever take no as a no. I take it as a not right now. Because it took me a long time to even jump into a challenge group and to sign up as a coach too. So, so take advantage of the all access. Your power hour is where you're going to be building your business. The power hour is literally like, that's how we build a business. Adding people to your network, building relationships, inviting people to the challenge group, follow-ups, and then your daily posts. If you're posting about what you're doing, people are going to want to know more. And then you just invite them. Do you want to do this with me? I don't act like I'm, I don't know, this, like when we're doing our challenge groups, it's not like the coach show. It's more of we're doing this with each other. And that's where we get that support and that community that we have in our challenge groups. So take advantage of the all access sale. Listen to the National Wake Up Call if you haven't yet, because that one's so good. Honestly, I like wrote stuff down and took notes on my phone, and I'm going to probably even listen again and take notes again, just because there were things that came to my mind about going live 5 times this week and talking about things that I want to really like nail down and take advantage of. Okay, the new coach training. So Rachel isn't in the new coach training because she's not a new coach, but I wanted her to hear this anyway. Rachel Shaw. We have 2 Rachels now. So we have 3 Rachels. We have 3 Rachels, but the other Rachel's not on. So Rachel Shaw, pretty much I am holding new coach trainings as a challenge group. It'll be 2 weeks. And then that way, when I'm inviting to the coaching opportunity, I can say, okay, we're having a new training starting this day. If you want to jump in, that way I can kind of have an onboarding system, and that way all the posts are saved. And it also helps link you to the training site that Micah put up. You guys, that's all I had when I started as a coach. She gave me the link to the training. I did the training, and it was mostly like a bunch of random YouTube videos, and some of them were like an hour long, and I still did all of them. And I did it in about less than 2 weeks, because I was just like tunnel vision, like wanted to learn everything I could because I was afraid I was going to fail. But that's all I had access to pretty much. I mean, she'd answer my questions, but that's all I did. I plugged into the training. I did what the training said. I did my power hour. I showed up with my journey, and then I had success. It's just like a recipe, just like with your health journey. If you're doing all the stuff you're supposed to be doing, you're going to have good results. It's the same thing with your business. So Rachel, if you wanted to be in the group just so you can see how I'm doing it, that's fine too. So just let me know either way. And I'm not going to be offended if you're like, nope, don't care. That's fine too. Let's see. Oh, okay. So you guys know how I have a message thread for my coaches? You all should be on there. Well, I need to split it up. So I was talking to some other coaches at the retreat, and at first I liked that like we have conversation and we're like answering each other's questions, and I liked that you guys are getting to know each other in there. But it's starting to be where we've got people at different levels of their business. And so I'm going to break it up into a new coach thread, an emerald coach thread, and then a diamond coach thread. And so you can also put your personally sponsored coaches in the thread too. That way, if I'm inviting to a call or to some sort of training or event or something, you can still plug in your people too. Does that make sense? So I'll just base it off of rank. And then when somebody rank advances, I'll just move them to the next group. Does that sound like a plan? Because I'm starting to add a lot more coaches, and there's a lot of people in that thread, and I don't want to like have anyone getting lost. So that's what I'll do. And I'm like, if you like drop rank, I'm not going to kick you out of the message thread. Okay. So don't worry about that. And then the other thing I want to talk about was just pretty much what I learned at the retreat. Guys, it was so amazing. And that's the type of thing, while I was sitting there, I was just like, the only thing that could possibly make this better, well, ice cream and having my coaches here, like doing our own retreat. And so just, talking to the other coaches that, have been in the business longer, pretty much they said that they held their first retreat when they went 5-star, because that's the point when they could afford to do a retreat. And that was the point where they had enough coaches building and a team big enough that they could have a girls' weekend out and have a retreat and have a professional photographer take their business pictures and do a bunch of really fun stuff together. And it was just a really good experience. It's my second time going, and I hustled to go last year because you had to be a diamond coach, and I got 3 coaches in one day just because it was the last day to qualify, of course. And it was wonderful. I learned so much, and there was motivational trainings and coach trainings, and it was just really good. And it was good to be able to kind of like pick apart the brains of some of the other top coaches on our grandma team. But I got like a special notebook for it because I love notebooks. And I just took some notes, especially thinking about my business, but also you guys. And everyone's going to have different goals for this business, and that is totally fine. I don't want to push my goals onto you, but any information I get, I want to pass on because it was really good. One of the things I learned is there's no such thing as arrived. And I think that was my mindset when I would hit these goals. Like I'd hit Emerald, and then I kind of like backed up because I felt like, oh, I hit Emerald. And then I was kind of playing defense. Same with Diamond. I hit Diamond, and then it was like I was scrambling to get coaches to keep my rank and keep building with the same momentum, and you don't take a break from the business, and you just do small things every single day. They compound, and you have success from it. Instead of doing the 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing that Erin, she knows what I'm talking about. She's been there. It's real. And so pretty much just the daily things of your personal journey is the most important thing. That's why you're a coach. And then your second is just doing your power hour every day before you go to bed. It can be really fast, and you're going to start getting really fast at it. My power hour used to take me like an hour and a half. And now I can do almost a double power hour in just 1 hour. And I do it in the morning before my kids wake up. Oh, I also want you to think about what you want versus what you think you can have. Because for a long time, I was basing my goals off of what I thought I could achieve. Because I was told you set measurable goals. No, that's wrong. If you reach your goals, it means you didn't set them high enough. Because you always underestimate the amount of effort it's going to take to reach a certain goal. So if you completely think about literally just what you want instead of what you think you can have, I mean, sometimes you should be afraid to say it out loud. You should be, it should make you feel like you're going to like puke. Like your goals need to be bigger than you think you can even do. When I first started, I thought, oh, I just want to get my Shakeology paid for. That's a lie. That was making myself feel better about if I didn't achieve what I really wanted. But really, I wanted a team because what we're doing right now, this is what I really actually like. I like the coaching other coaches. I like having a team. I love seeing all of you in the challenge groups and just connecting with you on an everyday basis. That's the part that I really like. But I didn't want to admit that to myself because I was afraid of failing. So I don't want you to set limits based on what you think you can achieve. And it's okay to want what you want. That doesn't mean you're a selfish person. That doesn't mean that you're not grateful for what you have right now. I'm in a really good training with Josh Coates right now. If you don't know who he is, he has a lot of free webinars and YouTube videos. I think he's like right up there with like Darren Hardy and like Grant Cardone. Like I love Josh Coates. He's really good. So look him up if you haven't listened to his stuff, but he really helps with mindset. Don't settle for being just a little bit better than the rest of the team. I really liked that one because I'm kind of like, I'll hit like Success Club 14 and I'm like, oh, well, like that's better than the majority of the Inspiration team. But I didn't hit my goal to get Jeff to Success Club 10. So I need to stop settling for just being a little bit better than everyone else because it's not a competition based on anyone else. If I didn't hit my goal, I didn't hit my goal. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Also they said don't just barely hit Success Club because if you're shooting for 5, it's going to be really hard to shoot for 5. if you shoot for 10, you're for sure going to hit Success Club 5. And if you shoot for higher, you're for sure going to hit Success Club 10. And as you're building your business and helping more people, like when I see those numbers, I see them as people, because if I'm not hitting Success Club, it means I'm not filling my challenge groups. I'm not adding people to our community. I'm not helping people reach their goals. And also I'm not growing as a person, and I'm not showing up, because if you show up, it happens. People are flakes. You need to remember that. For every 10 invites you send, you're probably going to get one challenger, and you're going to have to keep following up with them till they actually buy their challenge pack. But that's part of the business, and every connection you make makes a difference. Every connection. So there's a book called Go for No that's really good, where I don't get caught up on how many no's I get. If you see that I'm at Success Club 10, that means I probably sent out about 100 invites, to be honest. But that's why you need to be doing it a little bit every day, so you don't have to send 100 invites the last week of the month. Let's see. As far as the business goes, I was kind of stuck in this mindset that to move forward, I needed to spend more time on my business, because everyone's like, just do more, just do more, just do more. But what they meant is be more intentional with what you are doing. So when I say work the business, I'm not saying spend hours and hours on it every day. I'm saying be very intentional. Instead of scrolling through Facebook, work through a list, do the Power Hour tracker, so that you are doing each section of it where you're adding to your network, you're building relationships, you're sending invites, you're following up, you're doing your posts, because it doesn't take very long, and it's easy to do, but it's mundane, and that's the part that isn't fun. It's fun to make graphics and to post and to participate in our challenge group, but like sending invites and adding people to our Facebook friends list, that's not fun. But it's necessary so that you can get challengers, so that you can do the fun stuff. So I used to think, I just need to do more. I just need to do more. No, I just needed to be smarter and more intentional, because when I started writing out my schedule and like what I was spending my time doing, like I could fit my Power Hour in and get it done. I just was spending so much time just scrolling Instagram and Facebook that I could have been a lot more intentional with my time. So think of it that way. Just if you're just intentional, then you don't have to put more time in. Okay, the compound effect is ongoing. If you haven't read or listened to The Compound Effect, that one's a really good one. That's by Darren Hardy. And then he also does the Darren Daily videos that you can get texted to your phone. I really like him a lot. And pretty much they also said, don't celebrate success too long, but don't dwell on failure. Like I set really high goals, and so I try not to beat myself up when I don't hit it. I was beating myself up over, I think I set a super high number or something of coaches I was going to recruit and people I was going to, how many Success Club points I was going to get, because I wanted a certain number of challengers, and I didn't hit it. But then someone pointed out, they're like, yeah, but you doubled your average Success Club points that month. I'm like, oh yeah. So like, don't dwell on if you don't hit your goal, because if you shoot high enough, you're still going to make really great progress. So every action you make builds momentum, as long as you're consistent. It's way more important to be consistent and just do a little bit every day than to have like these massive action days where you're hustling. Also, troubleshoot when you fail. I love that I've been getting messages from coaches on our team saying, okay, like my last conversation, I did this and like this happened. And yes, like that's what we need to be doing. We need to be troubleshooting, share things that work for us. And that's what I need to be better about doing. A lot of times I feel like, I don't know, like I like try to plug you guys into trainings and stuff, but I'll do something, and instead of telling you about it, I just do it. So I need to be better about saying, I sent out this many invites today so that you know what it takes to be doing what I'm doing, and things that worked for me, things that didn't work for me, that type of thing. So if like I'm dropping the ball on that, you guys can just call me out on it and say, Brielle, what do you do about this? And then I can answer your questions. Personal development, ladies, I didn't do it for like months and months and months because I thought that's not going to be something that's going to help me grow my business. That's not going to be something that's going to help me fill my challenge groups. I could be doing something that is more productive. When I started doing it, that's when the change started happening. That's when the confidence came. That's the sparkle people notice about my posts now, and the confidence and just the growth that happens. And also some of the really pivotal conversations that I've had with people, posts that we've had in our challenge groups, they've been from personal development. I don't just come up with this stuff on my own. I'm not that clever. Just they come from personal development. I'm always listening to some sort of book on Audible. I tried reading regular books, and that didn't fly with me, and that's okay. I'm not one to sit down with a book and a highlighter, and that's just not me. So, but I can listen to it while I'm driving. I can listen to it while I'm doing laundry and doing my dishes and mopping my floor. And it just takes a few minutes a day. But it's just pushing play, listening to it. And if there's a personal development book that I suggest and you're like, this sucks, this is terrible, just don't listen to it. Just put it down, because there's been tons of them that Micah's told me, oh, you need to listen to this. And it was terrible. Like, I hated it. So it's okay to not finish it and to listen to something that's more applicable to you at that time. You might pick it up down the road and like it a lot better. I'm trying to like only pick the applicable things. Right. Goals are not meant to be reached. They are meant to stretch us. I love that one. I also love, I love Josh because he also says that having success in your business does not mean that you are failing as a mom and a wife, or in your job, or in your church activities. I love that he said you can have everything. It's not all or nothing in one category. That's what makes women so awesome, is that we can do a bunch of different little things as long as it's filling us, and we're getting something uplifting from it. And then one big thing that I wrote is just, what do you want? If you can figure out your vision and figure out your mission, like why you're doing this, what you want to accomplish from this, what you want to get from this, and you can be completely honest that this is just for me to help me reach my fitness goals. That is totally fine. But you have to write it down. You have to say it out loud. And that way, when you don't feel like doing, your workouts or doing your nutrition plan, that is stronger than the excuse. Same with your business. I don't go to bed unless I for sure have my power hour done. And like, I can't watch a TV show before I have my power hour done. Like, because it's important, and because somebody out there is feeling how I used to feel, and they're waiting for me to find them. And I'm not going to find them unless I do the power hour. As mundane and boring as it can be, and as Miss America as that sounds, I'm in it to help people reach their goals. That helps me feel fulfilled. And I just think about how my life would have been different if 10 years ago, one of the coaches had reached out to me. I've, since becoming a coach and reaching out to some friends, I had 2 friends in Florida when I was living there, when I was struggling my hardest, who were Beachbody coaches, and they never said anything to me, not once, because they were afraid. But I don't know if I would have said yes, but I do know that it would have planted a seed. And that's what our job is, to just add value to people's lives. So just think of it that way. I think of the girl I used to be when I'm laying in bed and my alarm goes off and I'm like, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do my power hour at 6 a.m. But I get up anyway because I think of her, and I think of my goals, and I have that sense of urgency that just makes me get up and do it, even when I don't feel like it. So I'll open it up to questions. Where was I working from? My fertile imagination. So my list is just my notebook from the retreat. Also, I was talking about the National Wake Up Call, if you haven't listened to that. And I talked about the new coach training I'm doing. And then I talked about how I'm just going to have a new message thread, Bryce Down Rank, because our team's growing and I have big plans for it to grow more. So I don't want to just stick like everybody in one big thread. That's what the team page is for. And I'll be better about posting things in there more. Because for a while I would post in there and it'd be like crickets and nobody would respond. So I'm like, well, this is lame. Like, I'm like talking to myself in here. So I created the message thread and I feel like we got more interaction that way, but now we're getting bigger. So I'll start posting more things in the team thread and then split up the message thread so that I'm not posting things to you guys that aren't applicable, and so that it's not crazy dinging on your phones all day. So did anybody have any questions about the promotion, about conversations, about the coach training that I'm doing through my challenge tracker app? Is that what it's called? You guys can unmute yourselves and talk. It's okay if you don't have questions. We can even like wrap it up.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Has anybody successfully listened to the replay of National Wake Up Call yet today?
I did. That's how I listened to it.
Okay, because I keep calling the number again and I just get the pre-call thing.
Oh, did you try?
The regular number.
The one that came in the email. That's usually how I listen to it.
Right.
I don't have an iPhone, so I can't get the Apple Podcasts right away.
Let me look on your phone.
Yeah.
I mean, I listened to the replay on the number for about 20 minutes, and it worked okay. And then my husband was talking to me, found since you couldn't rewind, and I couldn't pause, that it was much easier the podcast.
Yeah, that's what's hard. I like it better with the podcast, but I can't get it until like Wednesday usually.
Yeah, Amber, it's 832-225-5065. Is that right? Is that the one you used? Because that's the one that worked for me.
5065.
Yeah.
That's one that I did just now to check too, and it's just the.
Well, shoot. I wonder if I can I send podcasts?
Welcome to the pre-call contest. I'm Sandy Buadonna, and today is Monday, April.
So it's the pre-call on that number.
Did you stick around
Which
to
I
listen
didn't realize
more?
Well, because it keeps going. Like, I had to listen to that part too, but then it kept going to the National Wake Up Call.
Well, I tried it earlier, a few hours ago, and it just ended after like 5 or 6 minutes. There was nothing else that hung up on me.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. In the past, when I've waited for the podcast, it's usually like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. But I'm still new, so.
I wonder if there's a way for me to send you a podcast, like email a podcast.
Ooh, maybe, yeah. Give it a try. Well, I'll try it. Yeah.
Well, the link on National Coach News or whatever. So like when you go to your Coach Online office, there will be a link to the National Wake Up Call, and I don't know if that's a podcast or not.
Well, and it's nice because you can fast forward it. I like that you can fast forward it if you do it from the website, because like I don't care who rank advanced. Like,
right.
I don't want to hear all that stuff in the beginning. Although we did have a few people on our team do some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, so I usually skip to like 12 minutes in.
Yeah.
So then it's only really like a 20-minute call.
Okay. I'll try again. Thanks.
Sorry. It's a good one.
How do you get it through the podcast?
Oh, so I just go on my podcast. You can't see that. What am I doing? The purple podcast iPhone app, and I just searched Beachbody. It's called NWC Replay, and it has all of them on there. So I've even listened to like years back, because I'll just play them, especially if I don't have like a training that I'm plugged into at that moment or something. And they usually have them on there. They already have this one on there from today. It used to take like a day or two, but they're pretty fast about getting them up again. So I'll just have to see if I can send it to anyone.
Is there a way to do it where if you don't have Apple?
Yeah, you're supposed to call the phone number or you can do it from the Beachbody website.
Okay, so you can do it through the website. Because I've been doing the phone number, and yeah, it's like an hour, like 20 minutes of listening to people's names, which is awesome, but I don't have that much.
Well, when they announced my name for One Star, I totally skipped over it and missed it. So I got all these messages. They're like, Brielle, you got 1 star. And I'm like, what? They were like, oh, you're on the National Wake Up Call. I'm like, I wonder if they pronounced my name right. Oh, well. So, yeah, but they're really good. And so that one was a really good one with Chalene Johnson. So if you haven't listened to it, because it just talked about like how to promote the All Access without being like an infomercial, and just like how to do stuff on social media. It was just really good. Like I learned stuff, and I've been doing this for a while, so I really liked it. And she's just fun to listen to. I thought that they'd maybe announce a new workout program with her, but I don't know if she's going to do another one. So
I kind of think she's probably done, but who knows? It'll be interesting to see what happens at Super Saturday.
Right. Did anyone else have any questions?
Have you asked if anybody else from here is going to Super Saturday? Or
Yeah, I haven't asked. Who's going to Super Saturday? Erin, are you going?
I really don't know because I'm 37 weeks on Friday, and I've been having contractions like all day, so I'm not really sure if I want to go very far.
Yeah.
That might throw you into labor.
I know, but I don't want to be that far away from the hospital.
That's true. True. But they're really good. Well, and so Jericho from Quarter Force is going to be in the one in Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
I know. Well, if I lived by your Super Saturday, then I would go.
Right. Yeah.
I don't even know if Micah's going to be there this time.
I think I don't know which one she's going. She might have to speak at one.
I know. That's the thing. I don't even know if she's going to be in Idaho Falls because she's on vacation right now.
She's in Arizona, I think, Southern Arizona. So Super Saturdays are really fun.
Lord.
I know. She should go to ours. Josh Coates is speaking at ours, too. So I want to get there early. And
No.
He's like my favorite. So he's really good. And Super Saturdays are really fun. They have a lot of announcements from Beachbody. You get to do a workout with everybody, and just like the energy is so good. And then they always have a training there and some sort of motivational thing. So I really like it. It's kind of like a mini summit, and they're all over the United States, and there's some in Canada too. So you just have to look it up on the website and try to find one near you. And it's this Saturday, and it's a good opportunity for anyone who's like kind of interested in what Beachbody is about, because it's just something that you can invite someone to and hit the road and do a mini road trip. And it's a lot of fun. Amber and I went we skipped the last one, then went the one before. And it was like, we just kind of made a trip of it. It was really good. So
mine are always on Sundays.
That's so annoying. Like, I don't know why they do that. I don't know if it's because it's a bigger city and they want them to have a celebrity trainer there.
Probably.
So, but yeah, that totally stinks because I for sure wouldn't go if it was on Sunday. But trying to think of anything else. And you guys can ask like whatever questions that you have. I want to be better about going live in the team page, and also just having team calls and answering your questions. When I was talking to coaches at the Leadership to Retreat, they're like, oh yeah, we meet like once a week and I have a topic and we talk about it. I'm like, really? We meet like once every 6 weeks. And we scramble to put together the next challenge group. But I would rather you guys are doing the dailies and the vital behaviors than me teaching you stuff. Does that make sense? So training is important. I'm always plugged into a training, but push comes to shove, you just got to do the business building basics every day. Well, I don't do it on Sundays, but I usually do it like 5 or 6 times a week. So sometimes more than once a day if I'm feeling super motivated, inspired. Josh says don't say motivated because there's no such thing, and I agree. So I will be checking into the team training for the challenge app. I'm still like getting the posts scheduled, and this is the first time I'm running one of these like this through the app. But I thought it was a good idea, and I thought it would be easy to help people get started on the trainings. and it kind of keeps us also together for the new coaches that we're doing it together. Also, something I learned that I really liked at the retreat that I almost forgot to tell you was, instead of scrambling to try to get like challengers into your challenge group to start at the same time, you can put together your prep days or prep week or whatever videos and put them in one file, one like PDF, and put it in the file section of the challenge group. That way, if people join late, you can just send it to them. They can start on their own. Because I don't know about you, but there's been so many times that like I was supposed to start a challenge group and I didn't have any challengers, or at least no new challengers, and I still hadn't hit Success Club. So this way, when people are saying, is it too late to order? I'll be like, well, I'll let you slip in late. You know what I mean? Like, it gives them a deadline, but they can still get started right, and you're not just like throwing them into the group and then they're like, okay, what do I do? So I feel like getting them started right is important, and so just having those all in one place. We did it this month in Jenny, Rachel, and I's group, and I feel like it really helped. So, and Anna, did you start at the same time with everyone else, or were you late into the group?
I was late. I started like at 5:00 p.m. on the first day, so
Nice.
like made it in.
Nice. Perfect.
Question.
Yep.
So they just dropped the challenge pack on demand price to $160.
Right.
But if they don't want the challenge pack, is it still $99?
Yeah. That's why it's like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Like, it's a no-brainer.
I'll let you pick which side you
I'm asking Jeff to bring me my laptop cord so I don't lose you guys. Did anyone have anything else? If not, we'll just hop off. And you guys are always free to message me if you had a specific question. Or ask me now. If not, that's fine. We'll hop off. Everyone good? All right. It's been real. Thanks for, wait, we're going to need a picture.
Oh, that's right.
I always do this and then forget to post. All right. Everyone smile. Wait. Heather. There we go. Okay, everyone smile. I love the dogs. Nice. All right. I'll post that in the team page so that you guys can use it. Just say, had fun on our team call or whatever. And you can even act like it's your team, because I did that for a while before I had a team, when it was just Erin and I on my team. I say, we had so much fun on my team call, with my non-existent team. So thanks for showing up, and I will talk to you ladies later.